Hey everyone, this is Cindy, and I've been cleaning out, organizing my craft room, and I found this journal, I guess you would call it, that I made and never finished really. It's actually not a journal, it is a bunch of journal supplies. In my Etsy shop, I have, I don't know what I call them, junk journal supply kits or something like that. It's a bunch of different things you can use in junk journals, like napkins and laces and papers and just different things. So I have them for sale. And then one day I thought, oh, I'm going to take one of those and make like a flow journal out of it. And so I did, and it's listed in my junk journal, in my Etsy shop. And then I had started this other one and never finished it. So basically what it is I made it out of like a cracker box. So it's got the spine, and I covered it with a scrapbook paper and both sides. Well, actually on the inside it's covered with napkins. And then I stitched around it, the whole thing. And then I covered the spine with lace. And then I put in 2 eyelets at the top. Maybe you can see those. It's kind of hard to see on the back because I've covered them up with the lace. And then 2 at the bottom. And then I ran the elastic cord through those eyelets, and that holds all the supplies. So the idea of a flow journal is it's got items in it that you can take it out and then go take it to your journal and use it in a journal. So that's what I do with those supplies. Instead of having them in a manila folder, I just put them in this journal, and I'm calling it a flow journal, flow supply journal, or whatever. So anyway, I thought it'd be a little bit more fun than just a bag of supplies. And once you take the supplies out, or you can just completely remove them when you first get this, and then you've got a journal cover ready to go as well. And you just add pages to it with the slip them in, like I've got this stuff slipped in, or you can sew them in as well if you wanted to. So anyway, here's some of the supplies that come with this journal. It's got an index divider page from an old book. That is a greeting card. Here's a napkin. That's another napkin. Some guest checks, some notepads, tickets. That's an old recipe card. Some more notepads. Some eyelet fabric. That is just a plain envelope, I guess. Some of this, I don't know what you call that stuff. It's kind of like tulle, but it's stiffer. And then those 2 book pages I made out of, 2 envelopes I made out of book page. And then everything else on the other side of the, I guess you would call it signature, is the same supplies. And then on this side, since we have 2 signatures, I have another napkin. There's a music paper. This is some really stiff, I don't know what it is. It's like woven. It's got fabric, but yet it's kind of plasticky stiff. I think it's used for stiffening collars and things when you sew. This is some wallpaper border. This is some mesh that someone told me that it's what's left over after they punch out sequins. I use it a lot for a stencil. Some scrapbook paper scraps. No, that's not right. Scrapbook paper scraps, and it's what's left over from making the cover. And then I have a bundle of ribbons and laces and eyelash trim. It's all wrapped in a piece of tulle. And then here's part of it was a tablecloth, crochet tablecloth. So that's all in the book, or the journal cover. Now, also, and then when I sandwiched the cover on, I put strips of fabric here so that you can close it. So the closure is already included with the cover. So that's like the little flow journal. And then, since there's a lot of things I couldn't get in there, I have another bag of goodies that come with it. And it goes in this sack, which I tore and did a terrible job of putting washi tape on it. So in order to make up for that, I added a few extra supplies in here. So you get the bag, and then I've got some snippets in here I added, and then a bag of like findings. It's got beads and buttons and metal pieces, and there's a puzzle piece or 2, some brads, some eyelets, just a little bit of everything. So it gives you a little bit of stuff to play with. Just if you didn't want to buy a whole bag of brads or something, or a whole bag of eyelets. So 2 more napkins. I added some of these well-tail punch tabs, well-tail tabs. Gosh, I can't talk. A zipper, some cloth snippets. Here's another paper one. It's a package of piping, and we have more cards and envelopes. Another card and envelope. This is a vintage card, a Get Well card. I think it was from like 1948. There's a piece of vellum, another piece of vellum, a kind of like a mulberry, I think is the type of paper, mulberry paper envelope. This is homemade paper, or it was probably machine made to look like homemade, but it's got the rose petals through it. Here's another vintage card from the 40s. An index tab divider. Here's a page from an old cookbook. I'll come back to this. A page, old cookbook, another greeting card. And what's neat about greeting cards is it can be a journal in itself. You can use it as a cover and put some pages in there, or you can use it as, I put them in the signatures a lot, so sew it in the signature, and it just gives you an extra little something. These are some really old pages. This is from a French cookbook, so it's in French. Yeah, it's in French. And then this is old music paper. And then I set this aside because it's another bag full of stuff. And let's see. So you got the sack that you can use in your journals, and it's got packaging from some old Brad sewing supplies. So it's an old piece of packaging of that. Here's a small tag, it's been punched out, a lace flower, some stamped fabric that's got like a little design on it. Goodness. And this one's got a bee stamped on it. I can't talk. Another couple of more punched out tags. This is an envelope, guitar strings. That just makes a cute envelope. This is a airmail post-it note because it's sticky on that side. Some playing cards, Egyptian themed, and garden themed. And another garden theme. There's a little girl on a potted plant. Here's another punched out tag. And an old recipe card. And a bingo card. So anyway, you get a little bit of things to play with, and see if you want to start out with junk journals and you don't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff, then you can get something like this, and yeah, with a lot of stuff to play with, a lot of stuff, more than enough stuff for one journal. And anyway, so that's why I kind of like the idea of the Flowish journal, because and you can just keep taking from it to use in your journals. Yeah. So anyway, if you're interested in this, it'll be for sale on my Etsy shop. It'll be listed. There should be a link below listed as Flowish journal, junk journal supplies. And I thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye.